In the vast and intricate tapestry of life that blankets our planet, animals exist in a myriad of relationships with us and with the world they inhabit. Each creature, from the mightiest elephant to the smallest sparrow, occupies a unique niche, not just in its ecosystem, but in its connection to humanity. Today, we're breaking down the differences between zoo animals, feral animals, stray animals, farm animals, pets, and wild animals. It is a journey into the definitions we have created, categories that shape the lives of countless beings and dictate our responsibilities towards them. Understanding these distinctions is not merely an academic exercise, it is fundamental to our coexistence. How we perceive an animal, as a companion, a resource, a ward, or a creature of the untamed wilderness, profoundly influences how we treat it. It informs our laws, our conservation efforts, and our everyday interactions. This understanding fosters empathy and respect, allowing us to appreciate the complex role each animal plays, whether it is within the walls of our homes or in the deepest, most remote corners of the natural world. So join me as we explore these classifications. We will look closely at the lives led by animals under our direct care and those who live entirely separate from us. We will uncover the subtle but crucial lines that divide a stray from a feral, a zoo animal from its wild counterpart. By the end of our exploration, you will see the animal kingdom not as a single entity, but as a diverse collection of worlds, each with its own rules, its own challenges, and its own inherent wonder. Let us begin this unveiling of the animal kingdom. Here, behind carefully constructed barriers, live the zoo animals. These are creatures held in a state of managed existence, a world built by human hands. They are ambassadors for their species, living representatives of a wildness that many of us may never witness firsthand. Their lives are governed by routine, by feeding schedules, veterinary checkups, and enrichment activities designed to mimic the challenges of their natural homes. Every aspect of their environment, from the temperature of the air to the composition of the soil, is controlled for their well-being. The primary purpose of these modern arks is multifaceted. For some species, teetering on the brink of extinction, zoos are a last bastion of hope. Meticulous breeding programs work to preserve genetic diversity, creating a vital insurance policy against total loss in the wild. For the public, these animals serve as powerful educational tools, forging a connection between the human world and the natural one. Seeing a tiger's powerful grace or the gentle intelligence in a gorilla's eyes can inspire a profound desire to protect them and the habitats they come from. Yet, this life is one of profound paradox. The animals are safe from predators, starvation, and disease, but they are also removed from the essential freedom of the wild. They do not hunt, they do not roam vast territories, and they do not participate in the grand, often brutal dance of natural selection. They are cared for, cherished even, but they are captives nonetheless. Their existence is a testament to both our capacity for compassion and the immense, often destructive impact we have had on the planet. On the periphery of our world, in the shadows of our cities and the forgotten corners of the countryside, live the feral animals. These are the ghosts of domestication. They are the descendants of animals that were once tamed by humans, cats, dogs, pigs, horses, but have since slipped the leash of human control and returned to a life of self-sufficiency. A feral cat hunting in an abandoned lot is not a wild animal in the truest sense. Its ancestors once curled up by a human hearth. The transition back to a wild state is a demanding one. Generations of selective breeding for docility and dependence on humans must be overcome by the harsh realities of survival. These animals must relearn the ancient skills of their wild progenitors: how to hunt for food, how to find shelter from the elements, and how to evade predators, including, often, humans. They form their own social structures, their own territories, their own cultures, entirely independent of the human world that once created them. Their existence is often fraught with conflict. They can be seen as pests, disrupting local ecosystems that are not adapted to their presence. A colony of feral cats can have a devastating impact on native bird populations. A herd of feral horses can overgraze delicate grasslands. They live in a liminal space belonging neither to the world of pets nor to the pristine wilderness. They are a living, breathing consequence of our past actions, a resilient and often misunderstood testament to the enduring power of instinct. In the bustling landscapes of our own making, another group of animals navigates a solitary existence. These are the strays. Unlike feral animals, strays have known human companionship. They are domesticated animals, a dog, a cat, that was once part of a home. They have been socialized to humans, and they remember the comfort of a steady meal, a soft bed, and a gentle hand. Now, through misfortune, they are lost, abandoned, or have otherwise become separated from their human caretakers. A stray animal's life is one defined by confusion and longing. It may approach people with a hopeful caution, remembering the kindness it once knew. It often lingers near human settlements, drawn by the scent of food and the faint possibility of rediscovering a lost connection. You can often see the difference in its eyes. A feral cat is wary and self-reliant, whereas a stray often carries a look of bewilderment, an echo of the domestic world it has unwillingly left behind. The line between a stray and a feral animal can blur over time. A lost pet, if it survives long enough on its own, may become more fearful and self-sufficient, gradually adopting the behaviors of a feral creature. Its offspring, born in the wild without any human contact, will almost certainly be feral. This makes the plight of the stray particularly poignant. They are caught between two worlds, possessing the memory of one but forced to survive in the other, a lonely wanderer on the streets of a world that was once its home. Across vast swaths of cultivated land, we find the farm animals. These are species that have been fundamentally shaped by human hands over millennia. Cattle, sheep, pigs, chickens. Their very biology has been altered through selective breeding for traits that we find useful. They are raised not for companionship, but for a specific purpose within our agricultural systems, for their meat, their milk, their eggs, their wool, or their labor in pulling a plow. Their lives are intrinsically tied to the human economy. The relationship here is one of utility. These animals are a resource, a form of living property, managed and cultivated like a crop. Their environments are often highly controlled, from the feed they consume to the space they occupy, all designed to maximize productivity and efficiency. While welfare standards vary dramatically around the world, the fundamental nature of their existence is to serve a human need. They are part of a grand industrial-scale process that feeds and clothes billions of people. This has been a cornerstone of human civilization for thousands of years. The domestication of livestock allowed for the development of settled agriculture, which in turn gave rise to villages, cities, and the complex societies we know today. These animals are, in a very real sense, the living foundation upon which much of our world has been built. Their story is not one of wild instincts or lost companionship, but of a long and deeply intertwined coevolution with humanity, a relationship of profound consequence for both them and for us. Within the very walls of our homes, we find a unique and powerful bond. Here live the pets. These are animals kept not for their utility or for conservation, but primarily for the joy and companionship they bring into our lives. Dogs, cats, birds, hamsters, they are integrated into our family structures, often treated with the same affection and consideration as human members. This relationship is deeply personal, built on a foundation of mutual trust and emotional connection. The life of a pet is one of complete dependence on its human. We provide everything: food, water, shelter, medical care, and crucially, social interaction. In return, they offer us something intangible yet invaluable: unconditional affection, a calming presence, a playful spirit. The bond can be so strong that it has measurable physiological benefits for humans, lowering stress and encouraging a more active lifestyle. We have bred them over countless generations to be our partners, selecting for loyalty, gentleness, and an ability to read our emotional cues. This is perhaps the closest relationship any animal can have with a human. They share our daily routines, our triumphs, and our sorrows. They sleep in our beds, travel in our cars, and become the silent confidants of our lives. They are not merely animals living in a house, they are family. This profound connection transforms a simple dwelling into a home, filling it with a unique form of life and a love that transcends the barrier of species, a remarkable and cherished part of the human experience. Far from our cities and our farms, in the great untamed expanses of the world, live the wild animals. These are the creatures that exist entirely independent of humanity. They live their lives according to ancient rhythms, dictated by the seasons, the availability of food, and the primal instincts for survival and reproduction. From the blue whale navigating the abyssal depths to the eagle soaring over mountain peaks, their existence is untouched by direct human care or control. A wild animal's life is one of absolute freedom and constant peril. Every day is a struggle. They must find their own food, defend their territories, avoid predators, and endure the unforgiving forces of nature. They are the engine of evolution, a part of a complex and interconnected web of life where every action has a consequence. Their behaviors are not taught by humans but are passed down through generations or learned through the harsh lessons of experience. They are the embodiment of nature in its purest, most untethered form. Though we do not manage their daily lives, our presence on the planet has a profound and often devastating indirect impact on them. Habitat loss, climate change, and pollution are the invisible fences that now constrain their ancient territories. The wild is shrinking, and so our relationship with these animals is one of distant stewardship. To protect them is to protect the health of the planet itself. They are not ours to control, but they are our responsibility to preserve, the magnificent, untamable soul of the natural world. So we have journeyed through the distinct worlds that animals inhabit. We have seen the zoo animal, a living ambassador in our care, the feral, an echo of domestication returned to the wild, the stray, a lost soul seeking a familiar world. We have recognized the farm animal, a partner in our civilization, the pet, a member of our family, and the wild animal, the free and untamable spirit of the earth itself. The key difference lies in their relationship with us, the degree of dependence, the purpose of their existence, and the freedom they possess. Each of these categories commands a different form of respect from us. We have a duty of care to the pets in our homes and the animals on our farms. We have a responsibility of conservation towards the creatures in our zoos and the wild animals whose habitats are shrinking. And we must approach the stray and the feral with understanding and compassion, recognizing them as a consequence of our own world. Every animal, no matter its classification, is a sentient being, deserving of a life free from needless suffering. By understanding these distinctions, we can better navigate our role on this shared planet, acting as responsible stewards, compassionate companions, and respectful observers. The animal kingdom, in all its magnificent diversity, enriches our world beyond measure. Let us strive to honor every part of it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating animal facts.